Hello everyone, I just thought I'd give you this little walkthrough to help you with task 2 of the employer set project. And part of this is looking at existing code that someone else has written, identifying and debugging the code, and then running some tests through it. Now, as part of this test, you won't have access to the internet, but you will have a blank copy of a test log template, which looks a little bit like this. And you will also have a text file version of the code, which is called non-working code. And you can open that in whatever editor you like. I like using Thonny just because some of the debugging tools in it are quite handy, but you can use idle and you can use Notepad if you want to, or anything else on there as well. So once you've got this, first thing I recommend you to do is to just have a little look through the actual document list, the PDF document, which you can get printed, just to see what you've got to do. It's a 3-hour session, which might seem a lot for debugging it, but you've also got to do the testing in that time as well. Okay, so as I've already said, you're going to be part of the programming team. You've got to look at a code that some junior software developer has created but doesn't yet work, and it is called this. So you've opened this up on there. You need to produce and apply a test plan to identify the defects that are preventing it from working. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do that in advance. I tend to do it as I go along, but it's entirely up to you. Apply a solution to fix the defects and then document that process on there. So you need to make sure that it meets the requirements in the set task, which I'll come to at the moment. Has to be in Python, has to follow the programming conventions of Python, and you need to test it to ensure it works as expected. Now, that doesn't mean does it run, because as you'll see in a minute, there are certain hurdles that your code needs to be able to overcome, and I will come on to those now. In terms of submission, this is the important bit here. Your code needs to be saved as a PDF file and a text file. You cannot submit a PY file, it won't count. And then your testing document, aka the Word file, needs to be saved as a PDF. And you need to follow this coding convention in terms of naming your, coding convention? Naming convention when naming your files, okay? But I won't dwell on those. All right, so this program is part of the system maintenance. It has to allow the user to do the following information: enter their name, the engineer's name, enter the plane serial number, enter the date of the previous maintenance job, explain how long they've spent on the job, what the user is, and then the outcome of the job. Once the user has done all of that, it will then provide you with a summary showing the job information and the date of the next service. Here's your first important part. The date of the next service should be 1 year from the date of that current job, aka the date that you entered on there. It should output that summary both to the screen and an external text file. So somewhere in your save file, there will be a text file. It needs to be formatted appropriately, aka should not just be on one line. And it should be able to handle user errors, like user not entering the correct serial number or choosing a correct value. So those are going to form part of your test plan. Here are a couple of added hurdles for your test. First of all, if the maintenance job occurs within 30 days of the previous one, then the plane must be grounded and a safety investigation conducted. So you'll need to do some testing around this 30-day limit. And lastly, the plane serial number, which it asks for, must be 12 characters long. Can't be 13, can't be 11, can't be 25, can't be 2. Okay, it has to be 12. And that's going to form part of our testing. Okay, and that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Thonny for me with the code, which I've got here. I'm going to open up that window a bit bigger. And this is my code, all right? Then I'm going to open my template. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to call this one, run the code. Test status none, not applicable in this case. Expected outcome is the code is going to run. Wakey computer, there we go. Code will run and ask for engineer's name, action outcome, search on it. First thing I recommend doing is saving the file as a different file name, just because once you've started tweaking it, if it goes wrong and you want to get back to the original file, it's really good to have that original version there. Okay, so let's run this code. All right, the first thing I've got here is a syntax error. It's expecting a colon. Okay, so you can do this a number of ways. I'll take a screenshot of this. in my file here. What I can do then I can put the fix in there. So I'm 52 on here. And lo and behold, I've got a function that's been defined. And as you can see here from the other functions, they all need to have a colon at the end as part of its syntax or its language or how it's formatted. All right, so let's fix that error. And again, what I could do here is just put a screenshot of that. And then I could also do, I just say syntax error of expected line 2. Okay, so that first test done. Voila. Okay, so I'm going to do another version now and run it again. It's going to ask me to enter my name. So I'm going to put test 2, enter the engineer name, and I'm just going to put test. And expected outcome is it will accept the name and ask for the plain serial number, which is next. Alright, so I'm going to put test in here as my name. Brilliant, that works fine. So actual outcome, accepted my name, and asked for the plain reference number. Asked for plain serial number. Okay, so no comments needed on here. Right, test 3. Enter the plain reference number. We know that's got to be 12 characters, okay? So test 3, plain serial number. And I'm going to put my test data to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 0, 1, 2, 12. So let's pop them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. All right, so that's loop back round. So something's going wrong there. I've entered 12, that should accept it. Expected outcome, accepts the reference number, and proceeds with the program. Actual outcome doesn't accept the 12 digits, loops or iterates background, ask again. Okay, so that's a code issue somewhere here. So let's have a look in our code, see if we can find a function where it's looking at the check theorem. Here we go. So if equals true, what if equals true, it is going to print, input the plain reference number, which we know. So herein is our problem. So currently it's saying if the length of the serial number that the user enters is equal to 12, then that flag is still going to be true, which means it's going to loop back around again. Okay, and that's where our issue is, because we want that to be if the serial number is not equal to true, then to loop it back around again. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just check the code. So instead of it being equals, I'm going to say not equal. So if the serial number we enter is not equal to 12, then it's going to go around and ask us again. Otherwise, serial number will be anymore. Okay, so let's try and document that. So I'm going to take a screenshot of the code as it was before, just showing you how you can use both of these. There we go. So on there, change to be not equal to 12, and then there's much we code. Something is there's more than one way of doing things. So again, if you think of another way to do this, it doesn't mean that your way wrong. It just means a different way of doing it. Okay. So I put this on here like so, and then I've got my run it again. So with it, run it again. So I'm going to enter my name, which is test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Brilliant. Okay, so now it's working. Let's see if I can just twist to make this a bit bigger. All right. So now it's asking me what is the reason my current job. So I'm going to do my next test run as test 4. I'm going to put test 3B. Plain serial number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Accepts the reference number and proceeds with program. Works as expected. Okay, so I've got that working fine. Brilliant. Right, so now we're going to go on to test 4, which is going to be reason for job. Module 1, which is the annual service. So I'm going to choose 1. What it should do is then ask me for the date of the last service. So I'm going to put in 1. Okay, so it tells me that my choice isn't valid. So again, I'm going to print the screen here. And again, we are, that's only our code. That's the reason. Just asking. Okay, here we go. So here we've done doing a try. Turn it into turning our answer into a number. So here we go. So if our choice is less than 1, so this moment is not including 1 in it. Okay, so it's doing 2, 3, and 4. So we need to change this to 0 and 4 because here, local choice equals int our reason choice, which is here. So whatever number is 1. Okay. Other way we could do this is take away the -1 and then just change that to 1. So over those two. So again, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And I'll pop it in here. So, was it 93 to take away the -1 to make that valid. And then what we're going to do now, I'm going to run this through now. Like I said, very repetitive. So enter my name again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Then I'm going to do 1. So boom. Okay, got our next error here. So now I'm going to go add a new line on here. Test 4B, reason for job, module 1, annual service. So I do 1, and again ask me for the date of the service. Like last time, it's another error. So this time it's telling me I've got a name error and that job that is not defined. So let me just take a picture again. Hello. What's up here? Okay. So get one is job line D. Job that, and you see here it's just a mistake. Let me put the E on there, and I'll put a screenshot of that. Don't know why my screen's there. It is working again now. Put that on there. Comments. Job that was incorrect. Updated variable name. Okay, and then you're just going to go through and run it one more time. So we're going to do exactly the same thing again. Enter my test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Put 1 service, and then you see now it starts going on to the next one. And you're just going to carry on through those. I'm going to pause here, most because you'll be coming back in class shortly, and then we'll carry on going through the rest of these. But what you do need to do is start testing it with valid and invalid data to get it to work. Okay.